2 4 5 6 4 5. Yes, please.
Alright guys, Spacey Jones. I'm out here in Bath. This is Heathen Design Co. Meeting up with my buddy Nate Heath, who's got a woodworking shop, and we're gonna see what it's all about.
Yes, please. 2 4 5 6 4 5. Yes, please. Yes, please. 2 4 5 6 4 5.
So, this is the business plan. We're sitting here with Nate Heath, who is the founder of Heathen Design Company. Like I said, we're out here in Bath, New Hampshire. And yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about your company, why you started doing it, and
All right.
go from there.
Started doing some carpentry with my dad. Dad's a carpenter handyman. When I was a kid, didn't love it. Kind of was a summer gig. Enjoyed framing because you could get a lot done in a short amount of time.
Cool.
But really disliked finish work.
Yeah.
Short, meticulous. I'm like on the go. I
Right.
don't want to be in one spot. Got away from any sort of woodworking carpentry for like 10 years, and then I was working at a residential school for at-risk youth, and it was a really rainy day. We were stuck on campus, but there happened to be a woodworking shop on campus.
Cool.
I found the keys to that, went out and made a cutting board.
Wow.
Just messing around, and then like thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Started picking up some scrap wood, doing it on my own
Okay.
here and there. Started making gifts for people. Just
Awesome.
wanted to make a cutting board for my grandmother.
Yeah.
And then eventually people started asking, like, yo, could I buy
Right, you started making them for yourself, for people to
Yeah.
give to other people. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
People wanted them.
Yeah, it wasn't, there was no thought to be profitable. It was
Yeah.
just something to do.
Yep.
Then we moved here just over 4 years ago, and there's this little shop space, and I didn't really have a great use for it, so
Perfect, yeah.
we wanted to set up shop, and this became an outlet for me to escape negativity and just being like my zen spot and do
Zen.
not have to talk to people,
Yep.
crank music, and do something productive.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and people just kind of started messaging me and be like, hey, can I get one of you? How much are those cutting boards? And I was like, what do you mean, how much are they?
Right.
No, sell. Yeah, I'll make you one. And
Sure.
then it just kind of grew and grew, and yeah, no, I'm a little bit busier than I've been able to keep up with.
Cool.
In this little, I think it's like 12 by 14 shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect though, right?
Yeah, no,
Some of the
it's-
best food comes out of the smallest kitchens.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, food trucks and small kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is awesome. Where do you get a lot of your wood from?
Actually, I would say over 90% of our wood is recycled, reclaimed scrap.
Cool.
So I'm able to market a recycled product.
Wonderful.
Yeah, which is it makes me feel good that
It's a
I'm.
very like New England thing. Kind
Yeah.
of like I feel like that's an awesome thing. People really
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah, Copeland Furniture over in Bradford.
Yep.
They're great. They have these bins that they put out next to the road, and then I've made friends with some people there that
Awesome.
give me the hookup
Yep.
on some nice stuff, and
Cool.
then stuff like this. This is a big oak slab. This is going to be a coffee table.
Okay.
I do purchase this from a fella over in North Haverhill. I've made good friends with.
Cool.
He's got a portable sawmill
Yep.
set up in his house, and he cuts a bunch of stuff. And I've got a bunch of this is red oak. I've got red oak, hickory, and cherry from him.
Wow.
That I'm pretty jazzed about.
Cool.
So I'm not entirely using recycled wood anymore.
Yeah.
I am purchasing some, but it's
That's cool though.
Yeah,
Yep.
smaller amount.
Yep. Is there any sought after types of wood that you are trying to get that you probably can't get your hands on?
I love
like
oak.
around?
Oak
Yep.
is my favorite, and I have a hard time finding oak. Hence why I bought this
Sure.
red oak. But when I buy these slabs, it takes about 1.5 years for this to dry.
Okay.
For it's seasoned and able to work. There's some more behind you there. Those thicker pieces, that's red oak that's drying.
Yep.
I've just got the fan on it constantly.
That's good. Yep.
Looking into building a solar kiln for drying lumber, so
Oh wow.
to speed up the process. But
Cool.
yeah, oak is my favorite to work with, and it's not super uncommon.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a ton of different hardwoods, ironwoods to work with, but some of them are crazy expensive.
Right.
I've
right.
worked with mahogany a little bit.
Okay.
And that's fun.
Yep.
When I can find that.
Yeah. That's like one of those words you say, people are like, ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Oh, that's awesome. And so you work full time aside from doing this?
Yeah. I work for Life Transition Services in North April. Helping individuals through life that need a little bit of assistance to be successful, and employment and recreation and social skill building and whatnot.
Cool.
Yeah, the human services field has always been my gig.
Yes.
I worked in a car dealership right after high school. That was short-lived.
Yep.
Not a bad job. Just wasn't for me. I'd spent some time at a factory.
Sure.
Factory life wasn't really for me on the floor.
Yeah.
Helping people is really where it's at.
Sure. Yeah, it's very rewarding.
The fire department and the field that I've worked in. Yeah, that's
fire department's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We thank our firemen for doing those things because that's volunteer, right?
Yeah.
Mostly for most people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In this area.
Stuff like that. Yeah. So that's definitely awesome. Giving your time for that. So between all those things, for you to still be able to find time to do this is amazing, and to be able to still do your passion.
This is a necessity. This is like my zen, my getaway.
Right. This would be like your drum set or your
bingo.
Like your basketball hoop kind of thing. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So within the next 5 years, where do you see your business going to? What do you kind of want to do with it? You know, is it something that you want to be doing full time eventually, or is it something that you're kind of just keeping?
There's a hope and a dream. I've got my realistic, more achievable 5-year plan, and then the hope and the dream 5-year plan.
Cool.
The realistic 5-year plan is to have a bigger shop, expand. Ultimately, I would like to do this full time.
Yeah. So that's like a baby big step, though.
Yeah. My dream is like storefront Main Street, Littleton.
Yeah.
And one of those big shops that they have right on the main drag there, to have a storefront and the shop all in one building.
Awesome.
And I would love to have like the shop section plexiglass off, so when people come into the store, they can see Colby and I, or whoever else may be working with us at that time.
Live action.
Watch us in the process, finish something, bring it out, put it on the shelf.
I love it.
That's the ultimate hope and dream.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's awesome, man. I like to hear it. Part of the business plan really for me is just to spread awareness for you guys out there listening and watching this right now. Look this guy up on social media, follow him, like his post, share his posts. That's the important stuff for us as small business owners and stuff. And then the next level to that would just be to buy and purchase things. If you got some gift ideas or anything like that, spend that money. But, we'd love to see this guy in a storefront down in Littleton at some point. So if we can come together as a community and make that happen, that's what this is all about. So. I think you're going to show me a couple things, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of stock right now.
Yeah.
But I've got a few pieces I can bring out.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to even we can kind of do like a little walk around the shop, and we can just like talk about different things and.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, let me grab a couple pieces. So some stuff that we've currently got going on. Summertime charcuterie boards have been a big hit this summer. I got this big piece of white oak, and I thought it was too pretty to chop up into a bunch of pieces. So I made a big charcuterie board out of this solid piece, and this is going to its new home down in Warren, New Hampshire this weekend. And my thought was that with this is that someone that like smokes, does a lot of barbecuing, could just put a whole bunch of meat on this bad Larry.
That's beautiful.
And serve.
Right. The handles are great. Yeah.
Simple. I really didn't do a lot with it. Threw it through the planer. Put some poly on the sides to keep it clear, and then beeswax mineral oil coating that I make myself. The other division of the company is Heathen's board butter. Heathen's Hillside board butter.
Amazing.
I've collaborated with Mike Frace, Hillside Hives in North Haverhill. In Woodsville. If if you go past the armory, you look up on the hill, there's all those hives there. That's Mike. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
That's awesome.
So the product that I put on my boards to keep them fresh and hydrated and whatnot is local as well. And that's a pretty good feeling to be able to collaborate with such
fantastic.
a nice guy and keep
Right.
things local.
Totally.
This is a mini end grain butcher block. This is going to the same home in Warren actually as the big charcuterie here. This is walnut in the center and maple on the outside.
Beautiful. So something like that, how long would it take you?
That's about a 2 hour start to finish.
That's pretty good.
Actually longer than that where it's got to glue up and clamp, but doesn't really count.
Yep.
Dry time.
Sure.
Then cribbage boards are the other thing that we've got going on right now. Those have been kind of a big hit lately with everyone being stuck at home during COVID, needing some more things to do around the house, playing some cribbage, learning some new games with the family stuff.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. My dad loves cribbage, so I might have to hit you up about one for Christmas for him.
All right, yeah,
That's
we can
coming
hook
that's
you up
coming
for
very
sure.
soon. Yeah,
These are fun and easy, and it's nice to be able to provide something to people to do with their family.
yeah.
Charcuterie boards, these are a lot of fun to make just because there's not a ton of work that goes into them. They're a fairly quick turnaround, but they're really pretty. This is cherry, and that's just, throw some meat, cheese, grapes, berries, hummus,
Yeah.
and serve people. I've been selling a bunch of those.
They're perfect.
But this is kind of like my flagship piece. This is what I started making. This is what I make the most of, and this is about 60% completion. This is a board that consists of walnut, cherry, and maple. Just alternating pieces. I've got to run it through the planer some more, but I plane these pieces down individually, glue them, clamp them, let them rest for 24 hours in the clamps. They look somewhat like that when it comes out. Plane it down, cut the ends off, and there's a rigorous sanding process. I start with 120 grit sandpaper and work up to 400 grit, and then soak the board in mineral oil. Give it a mineral oil bath just to keep it nourished. Let that soak in and dry for a day, wipe the excess off, and then I use my board butter as the final coat.
Yep.
Sheen.
That's like the wax.
The beeswax, you buff the beeswax in, and that really gives it
Keeps
a
it
seal.
locks it all in.
Yeah, it's food safe and keeps it nourished, looking bright and shiny.
Yeah, those look fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
thanks. So that's kind of what we've got going on right now, and also end grain butcher blocks, which this is technically an end grain butcher block, but it's a mini one. But that's the other thing that is pretty popular. I've got 5 or 6 of those on order right now that I've got to finish within the next week or so.
Yep.
Bigger ones and you can just really beat the heck out of those. Yeah,
Cool.
that's what we've got going on right now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, no, the cribbage boards are a good call. You just ordered the pieces for him too?
Yeah. So I bought this jig on Amazon and just clamp this down. What's up, Chuck? It's my business partner. Just clamp that down, drill it, and then sand it with the same sanding process and treatment that I would with a cutting board minus the beeswax. I use a poly on these because it doesn't need to be food safe, and
Right.
I want it to last longer and really shine up.
Cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
but still all locally sourced.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
I think the only thing in the shop that isn't locally sourced and hasn't been locally sourced from the get-go is this piece of cedar that we're working with.
Okay.
And there's kind of a funny backstory with that. My girlfriend's uncle was cutting the cedar tree, and he fell off the ladder that he was working from, broke his leg. He was out of work for like 6 months, pretty
no.
banged up. And his wife didn't know that she had kept a piece of the tree. So we're making something for him, the tree,
Ah.
to give him a gift from the tree that almost killed him.
Yeah,
Yeah, and came from Massachusetts, and
that's a trophy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's literally the only wood that hasn't come from a local source.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, trophy.
Very cool. Yeah, right. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to show us all that. We got Colby here now. Your little sidekick in the shop.
Yeah.
Yep. So any notes you want to let the people know about? Anything like that we didn't cover? You want to toss out there?
Just a huge thanks to everyone that's been supporting. A lot of people. I'll share something on social media at the end of the night, and I'll wake up in the morning, and like 6 or 8 people have shared what I've shared, what I made in the shop. I really appreciate that. And support local small business, not just me. Everybody. Yeah, support small.
Cool.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Nate. And we'll definitely be looking forward to doing business in the future.
You.
Get that cribbage board going for my dad. And,
Yeah.
And make sure you guys go out, look him up on social media. Where can they find you?
Instagram is Heathen_design_co. Facebook is just Heathen Design Co. Yeah,
Keep it
that's
simple.
it.
I
Yeah.
love it. Yeah. Cool.
Right on.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.